The Royal Corinthian Yacht Club was host to the Etchells World Championship last week, and what a week it proved to be. Wind, wind and more wind was the order for the week, and the 45-boat fleet were tested to the limit, and sometimes beyond. 2 days of racing were lost to strong winds, which made for a very rough Solent when the tide turned against the wind. We joined the racing on Thursday for the 6th race, when the wind was gusting above 25 knots. The tough conditions in the previous 5 races had seen a fair amount of broken boats, masts, booms and sails, but had also delivered a different winner in every race. Right from the start though, it was local favourite Andy Beedsworth who led the regatta, following a win in the first race. Behind Beedsworth, the threat was to come from current world champion Judd Smith, together with fellow American Tom Hughes, Noel Drennan from Australia and John Andrews from New Zealand. Among the other local favourites, Niels Razmilovic was to have a bad second race, and then an OCS in race 4 put paid to his hopes, despite a win in race 3. Niels' brother Ante won the 4th race and was posting consistent results, with only a 15th in the second race, marring his score sheet. Graham Bailey, who came second behind Beedsworth in the Nationals a week ago, had a bad start to the regatta when his boat suffered a massive hole in the practice race. But he was saved when racing was abandoned on the first day, although he could only twice get into the top 10. This, race 6, was the race when Beedsworth set the seal on his championship hopes, as he took his second win of the series. Ante Razmilovic scored 3rd in this race to move into 2nd place overall, ahead of Judd Smith. Racing was again abandoned on Friday when the wind was just too strong all day, so the event moved into the spare day on Saturday. One race was sailed in lighter conditions, but with rain squalls bringing big shifts in the southwesterly breeze and pressure changes from 8 to 15 knots. Andy Beedsworth's only rival for the title was Ante Razmilovic, and Beedsworth shadowed Razmilovic off the line, and the pair match raced on the left of the beat, while the rest of the fleet were middle or right. At the windward mark, it was Tom Hughes from America who rounded first, ahead of defending champion Judd Smith. Niels Razmilovic was 4th, while Beedsworth rounded 9th, with Ante Razmilovic back in 12th. At the leeward mark, the front 4 remained the same, but Beedsworth had improved to 8th, while Ante had dropped 2 places. On the next beat, Judd Smith passed Hughes to take the lead, with Niels Razmilovic claiming 3rd, and Beedsworth still 8th, while Ante had moved back up to 12th. Judd Smith held his lead to the finish to end his reign as world champion with style, but Beedsworth demonstrated why he's the new champion, moving through the fleet to take 3rd at the line. Ante Razmilovic could do no better than 11th, which dropped him to 3rd overall, behind Judd Smith, who claimed the runner-up spot in the World Championship for the 5th time. But for Andy Beedsworth, Oscar Strustad and Simon Fry, it was time to celebrate being the 2007 Etchells World Champions.
Well done, guys!
On Friday, 14 crews braved a windy evening and an unwelcoming forecast to take the start of Jog's race to Fecamp. The wind had been gusting over 30 knots throughout the day, but at least a favourable tide had flattened out the sea as the small group of 6 Class 5 boats headed east towards the forts and Bembridge Ledge before heading for Fecamp. Act of Defiance was late to start, but she was one of the first to brave a kite hoist. And Nokia led the Class 5 boats into Fecamp with an elapsed time of 12 hours 41 minutes, and she saved her time to win the class from Whistler with Zara third. Only 2 Class 4 boats started, and both finished the 90-mile thrash to Fecamp. Breakout took the win, finishing 13 minutes ahead of Monet, to win by less than 2 minutes on corrected time. We didn't see the start of Class 3, but the 6 starters and 4 finishers were led by Arcsign, with Oz Privateer second and J Fever third. On a sunny Friday evening, we were at the launch of the restored X-boat Aora. She belongs to Sarah Ross, but Sarah will be racing against her in Cows Week. 15-year-old Anna Bailey, part of that talented Bailey family and whose uncle and aunt are Graham and Julia, is the lucky person who will get to sail Aora in Cows Week.
Sarah, your new X-boat, how's it feel?
Absolutely marvellous. My first boat ever, the best boat ever, and such a fantastic job.
So how come you're not going to be racing it in Cows Week?
Our prior commitments can't disband the girly team. Have to do the girls' boat Cows Week.
So who's going to be racing this boat, this beauty?
This beauty, there's our helm Anna over there. Give a little wave, Anna. Husband Dave and Chris Pegner, who's lovingly restored the boat with Adam.
So where did you find it? Where did it come from before it was restored?
It came from a field in Emsworth and covered in nettles and brambles.
And they've done a superb job, haven't they?
You wouldn't recognise it as the same boat that was around in January.
So are you going to get to sail it before they take it out and break it in Cows Week?
Absolutely. I'm going to take it out and loosen a few bits and pieces just so that they don't win.
Because of course you're going to be racing against them, aren't you?
Against them, yes.
So a bit of a family affair, really.
Slightly.
And what's she called?
She's called Aora, which was the original name that she was christened with in 1949. She's had a few names in between, and we've gone back to the original name, which is Goddess of Light. And the sun has shone on her today.
It certainly has. Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you. You ought to say hi to Anna.
We're going to.
Anna's helming Cows Week.
Oh, Anna, I see you've already had your hand on the tiller.
Yeah.
How does it feel? You've got a boat to race in Cows Week.
Amazing. I actually can't believe it. I'm really, really excited. Yeah, Dave told me it was like a big optimist, and now it's built. I know he's a complete liar.
Big optimist, keel.
Yeah.
Couldn't be a bit more different, really, could it?
Yeah, brilliant. No, I'm so excited, really.
But you're going to be racing against the boat's owner. Are you going to beat her?
Yeah. Bring it.
Bring it on.
Yeah.
So have you ever sailed an X-boat before?
Never, ever. I've never even been on an X-boat before, and honestly, I'm just so excited. I'm going to have a few practices beforehand, but yeah, no, it should be good.
It's a huge fleet at Cows Week.
I know. I'm really a bit nervous about the starts. 80 boats, I mean, whoa. But no, I'm going to practice with G. And yeah, no, I should get through it. Just keep away from all the collisions.
Okay, well, we're going to be out there filming it.
All right, okay.
Yeah, so give us a wave when you see it.
Will do.
And good luck.
Thank you.
This weekend also saw Rorke's IRC Championship take place in Cowes, but a combination of very strong winds, rain and poor visibility unfortunately prevented us from catching any of the action. You can find all the results on Rorke's website. Next week we'll be watching the Swan Europeans and the Swan 45 World Championship, and next weekend we'll see the Stug Perry Trophy for Darings and 6 metres. So join us then for more racing news from Cowes.